Good evening. I'm Sean Ryan. I'm going to be speaking about um, Chapter 10 in the School Money Matters book tonight for Module 11. This is my Module 11 assignment. In this chapter, we talked about gifts for students and gifts for staff. They started off with gifts for students, talked about where gifts for students were appropriate, and that majority of the time it was not appropriate to use school funds, just general funds for purchasing gifts for students. But it's okay to do if you're doing it as part of a fundraiser, as an incentive for a fundraiser. Those funds should be purchased with funds for a set student group. If the athletic group is raising money, then that group should be the ones that benefits for and gets those gifts. It should not be something that takes place with just students with just one group of students, and everyone has to have that opportunity. Everyone has equal opportunity to receive those funds during that fundraiser. And that the money raised during that fundraiser should go for paying for said gifts. Gifts to staff members is the next subject they spoke about. Gifts to staff members probably should not come from the general fund. Most schools, they recommend to have something, a remembrance fund set up to pay for things like weddings and baby showers and deaths in the family, that sort of thing. I know at my school we have something very much like that set up called our sunny day committee, and they meet and talk about what's appropriate. And, we know the guidelines straight ahead. If someone passes away, this is what the committee will purchase, and it's kind of a set thing, what everyone will do. And that's something that should be set up in your school. And they should meet once a year to make sure those guidelines stay up to date and that they're meeting the needs of their staff. All staff gifts. That's something, the next thing that we spoke about, and that is best paid for, from staff-generated funds. So it's okay to pay for those things that, from the pop machine sales or other fundraising things that you do where the staff generates those funds. But if it's a student-generated fund, it probably should be sent on to students. This is the same case where the staff is generating those funds. It's okay to spend that money upon your staff. But having PTA do those sorts of things as well is another avenue to do those sorts of all staff gifts. And it's a good idea to use those as well. Cash or cash equivalent gifts should not be given to the staff without also attaching a W-2 to them, because it should be counted as part of their income. There's in some schools it is okay. There's money set aside to purchase all staff gifts, and that's certainly something that someone could do. But when that's done, it should be a small gift, $5 or less is generally what you see with that sort of scenario. Next, special effort fundraisers. Unfortunately, sometimes in schools we have catastrophic events where they're house fire or people getting sick, very very sick, staff or students, and you want to do a specific fundraiser for a specific student or staff member, and in those sorts of situations, it's really important to be careful. Because that's not what those school funds are for, and you want to do fundraisers. That's perfectly okay, but you should not mix the funds raised in that fundraiser with your money that you have in your activity fund. The money should be kept totally separate, whether it be done through the PTA or some other parent organization. They should be the ones that kind of head up that sort of fundraising and take care of that for the staff instead of yourselves. But really, all in all, it's natural for people in a school setting to want to do things that are kind and nurturing for our staff and our students. And when doing so, it's best to just find a way to pay for that kindness outside of those school funds. Except for when it's okay. That's my presentation. Thank you very much for your time.